Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Tehillim Treasures, where we will plumb the beautiful depths and treasures of Tehillim from the very beginning of Tehillim to the end of David HaMelech's masterpiece. This episode is brought to you by Chazaq. Chazaq is an organization that helps public school children become Shomrei Torah Mitzvahs, exposes them to the beauty of Torah and Mitzvahs. Imagine for a moment you're standing in a store or you're walking down the street. You know the neighbor. You've known them for many years. You see their children riding their bike in the driveway. And you know they're Jewish. But now there's someone who can help them take the next step. And that is Chazaq, with countless programs after school and other wonderful programs to help expose them to the beauty of Yiddishkeit. If you know someone or know someone that can help these children, then please email at psty@chazaq.org. This episode is also brought to you by Chickens for Shabbos. Chickens for Shabbos is exactly what it says it is, plus more. There are many people. There are Melamdim's children. There are Agunis. There are Grushis. There are families that do not have simple essentials for Shabbos and for life. Whatever they need, Chickens for Shabbos is there to provide. Please do your utmost to help in any way you can. As we continue in this journey of Tehillim Treasures, we go through Kapitel 125 and 126, Kuf Chav Hey and Kuf Chav Vav. In the 125th parak of Tehillim, David HaMelech continues to speak of the beloved city of Yerushalayim. Haboit chim b'Hashem ki har Tzion lo yimot le'olam yeshev. Beautiful words, a niggin from Amudei Sheish from my childhood. Those who trust in Yerushalayim are like Har Tzion, that falters not, but abides forever. That's right, Yerushalayim never fails. We sometimes fail, but Yerushalayim always stands in its beauty. And there's a beautiful idea. You know, sometimes we think that there's been a Churban, and therefore maybe Yerushalayim has lost its luster. But whenever there is challenges and destruction, we have to remember what we are going to get in return. There was a young man who was facing the daunting test of leukemia. Nebuch. It was the second time he had been diagnosed. And Reb Meilech Biderman, the great mashpia, called him up. He said, when you ask someone for money, can I please have some money? And he asks you, do you have 50 cents change? That means he wants to give you $1. If he asks you for $4 change, he wants to give you 5. If he asks you for 15, he wants to give you a 20. If he asks you for $40, he wants to give you 50. If he asks you for $75, he wants to give you 100. The more he asks you for, the greater amount he wants to give. If the Ribbono Shel Olam, he said to this young man, is asking you for so much, can you begin to imagine what he wants to give you in return? Yes, the Ribbono Shel Olam has asked for our galus. He's asked us to suffer and to go through difficulty. Can we begin to imagine how beautiful Yerushalayim will be when it is truly habnuya? If we keep that in mind, not only when it comes to the Churban of Yerushalayim, but it comes to each of our own Churbanos, every challenge we face, every challenge is laden with difficulty. Hashem is asking us for change. Can we begin to imagine what He wants to give us? Moving along to the next kapitel, we have Kapitel Kuf Chav Vav. And this, everybody knows. Shir HaMalos B'shuv Hashem Shivas Tzion Oyinu K'cholin. Oyoz Yimo Alei S'chol Oikfinu U'Sheneinu Riyino Ha'aram Was Yoimeru Ha'ago Wayim Hindilat, a beautiful, beautiful song by Rabbi Yechiel Wolfson, the composer of Ma'ashiv L'Hashem. Not many people know this Shir Amalis, but it's really classic. Reach out to me and I'll send you a recording of it, even though I don't quite have the voice for it. But this Shir Amalis, which is sung every single time we bench, especially on Shabbos and Yontif, it speaks about the journey of the Jewish people through difficult times. Al Menucha Yisina Aleini. The Rebbeinu Shalom, you know, we go through difficult times and we think, this is terrible, it's difficult, how are we going to do it? And the Rebbeinu Shalom tells us, no. Oz Yemale Sechaik Pinu Ul Shainenu Rina. One day you're going to see, you're going to look back, you're going to mamish laugh. Now, I don't think we're going to laugh at the tsaris, but the point of the laughter is that we're going to realize how it was absurd, how we thought it was bad for us. It's always good for us. It will be like a dream. There's a beautiful vart from the Chasam Sofer. You know, there's two ways that you can plant. There's two ways that you can raise children, two ways that you can live your life. One is bedima. A person can cry bedima, with tears. A person can raise their children by crying every time they want something to come about. But if you incorporate joy into your life, birina yiktsayru. There's two ways to go. There's hazayr and bedima, there's planting with tears, and there's birina yiktsayru, there's harvesting with joy. So, if a person is going to live a life and he's going to cry and ask the Rebbeinu Shalom for everything, so then the pasuk tells us, if you're going to be crying, so you're going to be zayichet to the zera. The seed is going to grow. But if you serve the Rebbeinu Shalom with joy, with unmitigated joy, then you'll be able to have bundles and bundles of nachas, bundles of shefa from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You know, Rabbi Arlo of Belz, when he was a bar mitzvah bacher, delivered a drasha that was full of teichen. And then he added a very sharp vart. He said, when a child is young, his father is haloich yelech uvachai. He's walking along weeping. Why? Because noisei meshach hazara. Because he has to carry on his shoulders the weight of his son's sins and averis. But boy yavai, there's going to come a time when that child is yavai. He's 13 years old. And the child becomes a bar mitzvah bacher. Then he reaches the chapter of birina. Then he's going to be full of joy. And then, when the son is carrying his own sheath, then the father will be able to live with tremendous joy. Person has to know that the Rebbeinu Shalom is always looking after us. Sometimes we feel weighed down, burdened by our averis. But we need to know that there is a Father in heaven. There's a Rabbeinu Shalom, and He is going to lift those averis from us. And at that moment, we're going to be able to continue to live a life of only joy. Again, just to summarize, you can serve Hashem with tears, and that's important. But don't forget to serve Him with joy as well. When you serve Him with joy, and that augments the tears, yes, cry, but also the joy, then the joy makes those tears be so much more effective, and we grow so much more. Until next time, Zaygas.